Good morning. This probably says as much about my age as anything else, but I was enjoying listening to BBC Radio 2 recently when the Bishop of Leeds, Bishop Nick Baines, came on to lead the Thought for the Day segment. And he started by sharing how he has a competition going with himself to drop a lyric from a Bruce Cockburn song into every Christmas sermon that he preaches, and that he'd been doing this since he started in ministry. Now, he carried on by explaining the reason he does this is because he believes, and I'm going to quote him here, he believes that sometimes the poetry of someone else can shine a new light on something that has become familiar, like Christmas. And Nick Baines was as good as his word. He didn't start his Thought for the Day segment with any prose. He started by dropping in a lyric originally penned by, you guessed it, Bruce Cockburn. And the lyric from the song goes like this. Like a stone is on the surface of a still river, driving the ripples on forever. Redemption rips through the purpose of time in the cry of a tiny babe. I think that's fantastic. It's brilliant, isn't it? Because in a world that's dominated by power, by bigness, by violence, by competitiveness, and even now by COVID-19. It's the cry of a tiny babe that can penetrate the fog and defy the misery. It's the cry of a tiny baby that can lift us up and make us feel as if we are more than conquerors. Or as someone once put it, there's no point just shouting at the darkness. Light a candle, because a small amount of light can dispel a huge amount of murkiness. And I think this is how love works, real love. Not the sort of love associated with a cheeky snog underneath the mistletoe at the office party, but the committed love that gets stuck into the world just as it is and doesn't just wait for it to be as we would like it to be. It doesn't wait until we think that we have everything sorted out. And it seems to me that this is what Christmas is all about, really. That God doesn't wait until we've sorted ourselves out, but rather comes into the world just like you and just like me, in a way that we can recognise and understand. This, I think, is what real love is all about. God committing himself to all the vulnerabilities of human existence, happening in a complicated place and in a complicated time. My friends, this isn't just the icing on top of the Christmas cake. It's the sherry-soaked fruit right in the heart of it. It's not the peripheral dad dancing that I do to embarrass my kids. It's the tango as performed by the professional dancers on Strictly Come Dancing. It's not some namby-pamby camping experience, but the full-blooded live-by-your-wits survival stuff in the jungle. Christmas is God getting down and dirty. Christmas is God pitching up his tent where you are and where I am. And isn't that brilliant? Redemption rips through the surface of time in the cry of a tiny babe. So I'd like to wish you all a peaceful, blessed and joyful Christmas time and a hope-filled 2022. God bless and take care.